She just wanted peace, silence, fresh air, no worries, a house where she could start over. But this house was hiding something dark. Sam was a 29-year-old freelance designer from New York. After a painful breakup and months of stress, she decided to leave the noisy city and move to a quieter place. When she saw an ad for an old house in Maine, priced unbelievably low, she couldn't believe her eyes. The house was old but county, and the price was almost half of what it should have been. The sellers quickly handled the paperwork and left, handing Sam the keys. She was thrilled. The house looked like the perfect place for a fresh start. Spacious rooms, large windows with a view of the forest and lake, silence, exactly what she needed. The first few days were like a dream. Morning jogs by the lake, the scent of fresh pine, beautiful sunsets. But in this peaceful spot, strange things started happening. On the third day after moving in, Sam woke up in the middle of the night hearing footsteps above her. The steps were slow, almost silent, but she could clearly hear them. She was sure the attic was locked, and she didn't have the key. The creak of the old wooden floors, which were definitely supposed to be blocked off, couldn't have been from anyone else except someone inside. At first, she decided it was just her imagination. An old house. Maybe the floorboards were creaking. But a few days later, the old radio in the living room turned on by itself, blasting static. That was strange, especially since there were no electrical issues with the house. Plus, the hallway light started flickering every time she walked past. But the weirdest thing happened during one of her morning runs. As she rounded the bend towards the lake, an elderly woman suddenly stopped her. She was frail, with white hair, wearing an old scarf. The woman looked like she didn't belong here, in this neighborhood. The woman grabbed Sam's wrist and whispered, "You shouldn't be living here. Leave, while you still can." Sam frowned, not knowing how to respond. She tried to say something, but the woman repeated, "He chooses. You're next." It was bizarre. By the time Sam turned to ask another question, the woman was gone. Sam looked around, but the path was empty. Nothing. The next day, Sam decided to talk to the neighbors, but no one answered her questions. The polite conversations with those who were willing to talk ended with strange glances and a subtle unease in their voices. One elderly neighbor simply said, "You better leave. The house chooses you. Don't get involved." Not understanding what that meant, Sam decided to continue investigating the house. That evening, after going down to the basement, she noticed something odd. On the kitchen table, there was a flower, a red mallow. It was the same flower she had seen the day the old woman had warned her. The flower was carefully placed on the steps leading to the door, as if someone had been waiting for her. Sam went back to the basement. This time, she found a box hidden behind some shelves. Inside were old newspapers, all dated 2003. On the front page of the newspaper, there was a photo of her house. The headline read, "17-year-old girl vanishes without a trace. No signs of struggle." Sam clenched the newspaper when she realized that it was her house in the photo. But the most horrifying part was that next to her photo, there was another article, a photo of the woman standing in front of her house. The same woman. Panicking, Sam rushed to the neighbors. She showed them the photo. They all turned pale. One of them said, "That's Mrs. Harper. She died 5 years ago. Are you sure you talked to her?" These words made Sam feel like her blood had turned cold. But the strangeness didn't stop there. That night, before leaving, she recorded a final voice message to her friend. "I'm leaving tomorrow. This place isn't for me. Everything that's been happening here is too strange, and I feel like I'm being watched. I love you. If anything happens to me, please remember me." The next morning, Sam disappeared. The only thing found in her house was her broken phone. No signs of struggle. On the porch, as before, was the same red flower, the mallow. What happened to Sam? She vanished without a trace. The house is back on the market. The price, shockingly low, too appealing, and more people are starting to inquire about the house. Would you take the risk? Would you buy it, knowing what happened to those who tried to make it their home?